by the way. I think he's going to win it again. But here's how ridiculous some of these odds can be, because you talk about AJ Styles, he's the champion. Well, he's actually the fourth favourite to win the Rumble. It's like, what? How's that work? So that would take something to really pick that. I can't believe he's that favourite. But if you want the long shots, Matt, they're always the most fascinating, always the most comical. Yeah. Vin Diesel is in at 100 to 1. Wow. I mean, I think you should put that at 1,000,000 to 1. I don't know about 100. Further back from that, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Matt, 100 to 1. Shelton Benjamin, 100 to 1. And how about this? Shaquille O'Neal, 100 to 1.
I want to know where Arnie is in that list.
Well, I'll tell you what is a good punt. Shane McMahon, 100 to 1.
Oh, that's a good one. It should be a lot. It should be 10 to 1 by now, surely.
Yeah, Kevin Nash is in there. He's 100 to 1. Rhino, if you fancy it. How about Jerry Lawler? And how about this one? This has got to be a favourite at the moment, considering where he is. James Ellsworth's in there, 100 to 1. He'll take a bet on anyone. And here you go, the fighter of the year, Floyd Money Mayweather, 100 to 1 to come in and win the Royal Rumble. So always fascinating. And how about this? Billy Gunn as well. My goodness, Alberto Del Rio is still in there. It's amazing how I can get away with this. The Rock, 80 to 1. Shawn Michaels is 80 to 1. That's quite incredible that he's a little bit up. And if you do want to take a punt on Batista, because again we're hearing some rumours about him, 80 to 1 on him. He's beside Austin Aries.
Wow.
Yeah. And yeah, even Ken Anderson's on there, Matt.
Even show up, let alone win it.
Yeah, Ken Anderson's on there as well, by the way. And I've just seen this one. I can't believe this is in there. Ronda Rousey's at 50 to 1 to win the blokes one.
Wow.
Now, they really would be putting some strength for the women then, wouldn't they? Eh? Cool, crikey, if they did that. Yeah, so incredible names there. And also CM Punk is 50 to 1. That's incredible as well, to think of that.
I wouldn't cast that in the realms of impossible. I mean, I think one day that may ring true.
And of course, Kenny Omega, who we were talking about from New Japan, 28 to 1. If you fancy that, him coming in, maybe you do. But yeah, it's always fascinating to see how many names they try and get in there. All the old classics are there, just in case. Try and make the one name that wasn't there, Hulk Hogan. I was thinking, where's he? Are they going to put him in? But no, they haven't stooped that low just yet. But it wouldn't surprise me at some point if that happens. Going into that. Well, coming to the end now. So literally just going to take a couple of questions here, Matt, and then we're going to see this one out for the year, I think, for 2017 from our end. By the way, folks, next week we're not going to be around, but you can still catch and go on with the Bret the Hitman Hart. Another one of them that will be going out next Monday, so check that out. And of course, we'll see you in the new year. But Matt, just of course, Jimbo Wrestler Squad number 9 has emailed me, and he's got, hi guys, great show last time out. Really enjoying the Bret Hart. Liked the Kevin Nash the most out of all the ones you've done so far. Could you? Oh, how difficult really would it be to make Cesaro a top guy at the moment? Do you think his time is finished? P.S. Have a great Christmas. Well, yeah. Cheers, Jimbo. Appreciate that. And Matt, Cesaro again. In this at the moment, we did touch on him a little bit earlier, but Cesaro, if you was booking him, how difficult would it be to make him a star? And is it that difficult to do?
Well, not very difficult at all, I would say. It would depend on Cesaro himself, Is it difficult within the WWE? Yes, it's very difficult within the WWE. But if he was to say to himself, that he's worth more than that, which he clearly is, he could walk into Ring of Honor and straight away he could fill the shoes of someone like Cody Rhodes, and work that exact same spot. This guy can do anything within that ring. Mm-hmm. And even if they say he's not that great in the mic, I don't really mind his mic work myself. I mean, it's a bit harder now. It's got like a mouth guard stuck in his mouth permanently because he had his teeth shoved into his top of his jaw. But I feel like he could just walk into New Japan and work his socks off anywhere in any company and just prove himself. So So I'd say he's not very hard for that, but he's just a team player guy. You know, he's given these kind of mid-card roles, and in the tag team position he's in with Sheamus now, I feel like he's just assuming he's doing a great job at that, and companies need these kind of guys that are willing to just take that kind of sacrifice.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Like, the thing is with WWE, like the way the system works, the way the formula works. I mean, you could have you could make Finn Balor credible for the Royal Rumble, even though they've done terrible with him. And all they have to do is just invest in him being put over, giving him more time on Raw each week, giving him matches where he's getting the rub for the next 4 or 5 weeks. And by the time he gets to that pay-per-view, you're accepting of it. But so it is easy to make guys, like, you can do it, but the issue is that's just good enough for one pay-per-view. What you're really looking for is a guy who is going to have long-term at the top, who's going to be a consistent main eventer. And you know, so many times you'll see that formula that I've just spoke about, where you make a guy for 6 weeks stand out as a credible guy, but yet months before it they weren't really doing anything. It's a bit like when you see Kane come back or the Big Show. You know, they have those months and it's like, wow, they're unstoppable. But then once they've done what they come back for, you know, they just sort of sit and fade out. And that happens many times. And so it is down to the system of how WWE run things. It's not quite like any other wrestling promotion in terms of, you know, if you're a top level guy, you are a top level guy. You know, the thing is now, if you look at everybody, you look at what Cesaro can do, especially, you know, you look at his height, you say, yes, he's got that. Does he look credible enough? He's strong. You focus on that. You know, this is what you do. If you want to make somebody stand out for, you know, one main event match, all you have to do is focus on all the positives. You don't show the negatives. You show Cesaro for everything he can do, all the strength and all that sort of thing. And yeah, that's it. I mean, it's not difficult, but the issue is how you stay over after that, because that's where you fall short. And it's just one of those things. Sometimes it is really about the luck. If you look at Jinder Mahal, no one could have picked him as being a WWE champion this year, not in a million years. So it's just about, you know, right time and who the office are in favour with. I mean, that's about it. I don't think it's a difficult thing. I think anyone, you know, most guys on the WWE roster, if you look at their background, they've all worked on the indies, they've all paid their dues in some respect, and, you know, they can all work. I mean, there's never that issue. It's just about, you know, separating the real long-term main event guys to the guys that can just do it, you know, a couple of times here or there. But that's the long sort of versioned answer. I don't think it's that difficult for them to make Cesaro really the same as Finn Balor or the same as Kevin Owens or anything else. But it's just about putting the stock in them. I mean, it's about giving them time. And the problem is there's only a few spaces sometimes. Of course, Roman Reigns has got that spot quite well. Brock Lesnar, I would say, Braun Strowman has that spot, and AJ Styles. There are a few guys that they really will protect and make sure that, you know, they're up for it all the time. But then there are other guys that just get the 50-50 treatment, and that doesn't help anybody. So yeah, that's my opinion on that one. Matt, going to take the last question here. This is from Leah. She often emails us in. It's good because it fits in with the women's that we were talking about earlier. Guys, really excited for 2018 and hoping for more from the women's division on both SmackDown and Raw, plus NXT. Heard you talking about Asuka a lot. I really like her, but I feel that they may hold off of her for another year. What would be your ideal WWE WrestleMania main event for the women's, both the women's title matches? Well, it's a tough one because there's so many options they could go. I got a feeling, Matt, they may pull the trigger early with Paige on her main event. Like I can see that happening at the Rumble. I just got a feeling that they may pull that one out fast. So I'm not sure she'll be there, even though like I would say she's very credible at this point. She's someone I'd put in there. But I think if we was to say Ronda Rousey, Matt, we spoke about a few different ways. They could go with Oscar, they could go with Charlotte at this point. What would be your ideal match? For you, Matt, in both those SmackDown and Raw title matches?
Well, I think we'll both. I'll get on the limb here and say we'll both agree that maybe Charlotte versus Ronda Rousey is the route to go for that one. Even though there are other options.
Yeah.
Might have a completely different view to
You
see.
don't see Paige at all. I wouldn't see Paige and Ronda at all. I don't think that's what they'll go.
With Charlotte and Ronda. That would be my ideal. I mean, even though she could work last night, I don't really think that would be the right kind of time. Even though there would be a lot at stake in that match. But you can do further down the line, even. Raw belt is always so much harder though, because it just hasn't stuck with someone long enough, to be considered like a dominant kind of woman in that division. I mean, even though like we have fond memories of like Sasha and Bayley and that, and it just doesn't feel like they're ever gonna sort of get back to that height, which is really it's just such a shame. I mean, I would love to see that kind of like enthusiasm in a women's match again, but it just feels like this whole room revolution thing's been said so many times now. You're kind of left wondering, who actually has that passion in them to take it to that next level. And some people might even feel entitled to that now. I mean, I'm not saying that they will, but you kind of get brought up from NXT now, and it's sort of like you're part of this, regardless of what you put into it.
Yeah. I mean, that one is a tough one, Leo. I mean, even I can't think of. There's so many different versions and ways of going about it. Like, I just think like. I would love to see them, really do something with Bayley, quite frankly, because that ball's been dropped a bit, and also Sasha Banks. But it's like there's only so much you can get with anybody at the moment, and those two look like so sort of underwhelming at the moment compared to the way WWE booked them. I'm like. The way they have them. Like, there are other girls that I'm seeing that shouldn't be where they are, but they're getting more of a rub than them two. So there's lots of different ways. The only thing I'll say that I would like to see, not so much combinations, but I would just like to see maybe where both the title matches are both sort of like one-on-ones or at least a triple threat. What I don't really like is where you normally get one that is like much more holds, even though they're both title matches, one's always more sort of like holds up better. And of course, if Ronda Rousey's involved, that won't just be a big women's match. That will be one of the big matches of the night. Like that will be a WrestleMania. That's what they'll try and sell it on. Most of that. So that's going to be its own thing. So I just hope the other one isn't like some 12-woman flipping battle, because if we're going to get a Royal Rumble, I don't want to see it happen .2 at WrestleMania. You might as well just do the Andre the Giant thing again. You might as well have the flipping, I don't know, they'll have the Moolah tribute one or something. I don't want to see that at all. I just would rather them pick quality over quantity, because I get everybody wants to be involved, but really and truly, if you're a competitor, do you really want to be involved in something you're going to get about 2 seconds in? I mean, that match last year, man, it was so rushed because they had to get the next match out. It was like I'd even forgot about it by the time it come on. So I know it's a big deal to go on WrestleMania stage, but it's not like those matches are ever sort of extremely memorable or there's real quality work going on. It's all about spots, get out, spot, get out, and that's it. That's how it works. And I get you need to have some of those filler matches sometimes, but honestly, from my perspective, if it's a title match and we've got 2 titles, then let's treat them like they should be, and let's have 2 good quality women's matches. We don't just have to have 1, let's have 2. So that would be the thing I would hope for, but I might that might be wishful thinking more than anything on my part, Matt. Going into that, Matt, as we sum up the end of 2017 for our podcasting, I guess for WrestleLine, just a quick little summary of what's been going on this year. But for you, Matt, what is any big moments for you in the wrestling calendar that you've enjoyed, or matches or fights or whatever that you've taken